What's up everyone? Shark Eyes back once again. Today we're going to be looking at this guy, JoJo Retro Classified Beachhead, and as you can see I'm bringing you a lot of head. So let's rip into it. So if you couldn't already tell, I am a bit of a fan of Beachhead. I can distinctly remember getting the vintage figure as a kid and him looking like the total badass that he does. I definitely gravitated towards the figure, especially over the years of my collecting of the different Joe lines. You can see I have one of the 25th era ones, which is as close to this guy as you can get pretty much. I won't be looking at any of the other 4-inch figures, but we'll just throw him in for good measure. And of course, I've got the first classified release Beachhead with his beret on. So, I'm going to move these guys to the side. I'm going to pop this bad boy open. Alright, so I'm not going to get into the packaging much. You've seen a retro card, you know there's not a lot to it. The card stock is thicker than the first retro cards. Most of you will know that, but if not, that is one good bonus of these new retros. It's got a bit of information, but yeah, whatever. You're here for the figure. I'm here for the figure. So let's just rock and roll. So let's start with him. So we've got the face sculpt, which is looking pretty good. You can see he's got the beret through here, which of course marries up with the original. As a kid, I never knew that was a beret. I only learned that years later. And then you've got the vest with the magazines for his weapon, which again gives you the nod to the OG. You got some nice detailing on the pouches. I've got patch on the mind because I was thinking of the 75th Ranger Division patch that he has on his arm there, which again coincides. It might be a bit hard to see. This figure has faded a little bit. So even his arms have gone blue. But yeah, that's what it is. Nice camo paint on the pants. You've got a sheath there, holster there. Let's have a look at the camo. His pants are, I'm just going to flick his arm up there. His pants are definitely darker on the classified, and I think I like that more than the lighter tan on the original figure. Moving down, he's got another sheath on his boot, which again, attention to detail folks, 2 knives right there. And I will show you, oops, there goes the stand, that there is the sidearm holster. Interestingly, they did away with this patch here. Unless it's on his boot now. Looks like it. Is that a patch on his boot? Let's have a look. See if I can. Could just be the boots actually, I think. Interesting. So yeah. Anyway, let's see how his range of movement is. Bang, bang. I'm flying. Got the T-pose. Doing good. Shoulders. Yep. Moving nicely and freely. I dare say the ab crunch is going to be terrible because of the vest. And sure enough, it is. But all of his joints in his arms are good. So that's good. What about the legs? The legs is always a good test. Legs are quite stiff, but I mean, not in a bad way, but like in a not loosey-goosey way. Yep, all good on that front. Yep. No warm bath required. Ankle rockers are good. Yeah, cool. Love that. What about the head? Yep. Flip him around, you can see this. It's pretty bare bones. It's got some nice detailing on the vest here. Also, it's more texture, I guess, than detailing, really. Detailed texture. How's that sound? Here, let's go with that. Got a little grenade floating around here. Let's see if that was on the original. Oh yeah, there we go. One grenade on the side and more pouches. It's like Rob Liefeld designed this figure. So that is the figure. And as is a good thing with the retros, you get a stand. So let's just go and bang him on there for a second. If he wants to go into the stand. Yep. Some people don't like to use stands, but guess what? I like to use stands. You can see them right there because I live on a tram line, and I've found that a lot of figures in my cabinets fall over because of the vibration from the tram out the front. Anyway, I digress. Let's have a look at his accessories. So I'm going to start with the elephant in the room, and that is his main weapon. Now I can't recall the name of this, what it actually is, but it is designed to resemble his OG weapon. And you can see they've definitely gotten a couple of things right, but it's not the same. You got the magazine in grey, the whole weapon's obviously in green, compared to the original, which is all grey, which I like better. And you've got different grip here as opposed to here, and a shorter barrel on that. So yeah, that could easily be replaced by something from Gridiron or Mark II design or whatever, of course. Next up, we'll do his satchel charge, which I dare say came with the retro Snake Eyes classified, which of course came with the original figure. Whoop. But in this, it's a tad different, because if you look closely, you can see this is obviously more like exactly like the one that came with Snake Eyes V1. But yeah, they've just reused this, which is kind of a bit bogus, but I guess, you know, whatever, it does the job. But yeah, something a little bit more truer to the original would have been nice. Next up, let's do the backpacks. Obviously you got the OG on the left and the retro version on the right, and this is pretty damn close to spot on. Arrows here, you got the sculpted crossbow there, we'll get to that in a minute here. Of course, if you have this guy, this will look very familiar. Because again, this is reuse. They're not reinventing the wheel here, guys. But yeah, it's true as it can be. So I'll get rid of that for a minute. And then we will take our crossbow, which just, if you don't have the original beachhead, just pops in like so. And holds there like that. Now, you want to talk about bad crossbows? This thing here, on multiple 4-inch figures, these things, you can barely even touch them and they'll fall off. A lot of people glued them in place. I didn't, because I just didn't. But yeah. And if you look, I'll just do a quick comparison here. The greens were vastly different in the 4-inch one compared to this guy and this guy. So you're definitely getting a more accurate look at this guy here as opposed to what you did with the 4-inch. But again, it's still a cool figure. And if you like Beachhead, well, you would have liked that as well. Just pop you out of the way for a second, mate. Just chill. All right, so let's look at his sidearm. I'm pretty sure this is reuse. And that is silencer. I could be wrong, but I feel like this came with Big Ben, maybe? Or maybe one of the Snake Eyes figures. I can't recall. It's a bit meh. It's nothing spectacular. And the suppressor is like square. Not a big fan of it, to be honest. But, you know, in terms of giving him another weapon, another option, cool. Not much more to that than that. But we'll might as well chuck that in here. So we've got it in hand. Fushka, that goes in there. Suppressor goes in there. You can probably do it either way, really. We'll chuck it down this way just for funsies. You know what? Maybe not. Anyway, I hope everyone has had a great day. If you're enjoying the video thus far, hit that bloody subscribe button. Let me tell you. I lost a couple of subs in the last couple of days, probably because I haven't been reviewing much. But that's also because there hasn't been much stuff that I wanted to buy. So, to those people left, thanks, but no thanks. And to everyone else who's still loyal to the Shark Eyes cause, I salute you. Now, this knife should go in here. I'm going to look at that in a second, but I'll just quickly show you the two knives. Again, we're not looking at anything vastly dynamic here. Again, more reuse. And I know a lot of people don't like reuse, but hey, if you get a figure that has like the classic inspired look, then you know, you got to pay the piper, I suppose. Shout out to everyone who's supported the classified line and continues to do so. Because look at where we are now. We've come a long way, folks. Now, I feel like this knife is not supposed to go in there. You could possibly do both, but I'm just going to jam it in there because that seems like the shorter blade option, which makes sense. Yep, that's correct. Bada bing, bada boom. He now has two bladed weapons. Now, something that is cool with this figure are these grenades, and I have a feeling they came with the Snake Eyes Retro. I've got that on card, but it's unopened, and I barely look at it. So, but yeah, please feel free to correct me in the comments, and please feel free to tell me what you think of this figure. The good, the bad, the ugly. Have you enjoyed all the head that you've seen here today? Now, I don't know where these grenades are going to clip on. That's a bloody good question, Adam. I doubt they're going to the backpack, but we'll have another look. Good question. I can't see any fastening points at all, which is a bit sucky. So where is he supposed to put them? Even on the belt, there's not... I guess you could clip them on there. Let's see if that works. It's like trying to thread a needle. It's pretty pretty dicey. It might work if I engineer it. Nope, wants to fall off. Okay. Well, I'm just going to adjust my camera because I've knocked it. Just going to have a little look again. Like, I guess you could pop them here, but that's not going to be very practical or safe. I will say this though, there is good swivel in the waist. That's cool. But yeah, that ab crunch is non-existent with this on, and of course it's not removable, unfortunately. But alas, we push forward. I'm going to have to figure out those grenades after the fact, I think. But let's do a little comparison with old mate here. Let me get rid of this beret. Now, who else remembers these clunky Nerf things? This one wasn't too bad, to be honest. It wasn't too bad. I actually like this figure, his classified up version, but so, you know, we'll just bring him in close here and which one do you guys prefer? I think I prefer this knife. The handle is a bit better. I don't think I've taken that out since I put it in there. Of course, he had a different sidearm too, which was looks more like a taser, really. And then there's his crossbow. This figure sits up here. Well, you actually can't see, but he sits up on top of my detail from my display there. He's not too bad, but it's not great, but we've come a long way. He does have his Joe Pro on though. God, we know how much people love those. But yeah, that is good old Wayne. So I'll just kit him up and see it all in place. I'm not going to have this be a massively long review because, you know, like I said, you've seen this all before in some respects. Well, you haven't seen this figure out of the packet before, but I'm already, you can't see it, but I'm already having issues with the backpack peg fitting into the hole. Just want to quickly look at one thing before I get to that. Is this straight? Yes. They're pretty flimsy though. Not gummy, but not great. I think the weapon is a miss in my books. And that, once you put it in his arm, that the stock, look at the bend, see how that's bending? So if that's sitting like that, that's only going to warp. So if you have it like that, that looks stupid. If you have it like that, it is straighter, but oh, sorry, it's not in the frame. It is a bit straighter, but yeah, not great. A bit like those grenades, where the bloody hell they're supposed to go. Now, apologies if the lighting in here isn't great. It is nighttime here when I record this, and one of my my lamps is dead, so I'm down to one lamp tonight. I didn't have time to charge it up, so apologies. But deal with it as well. Someone will likely complain about it in the comments. But that is him. He is him. He's Beachhead. Whoop. Almost toppled over. Are you going to get him? Or are you going to pass? I've already passed on the retro eels, the retro snow serpent for now. I don't actually have the first snow serpent, so I may go back and get that. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's Beachhead. And another Beachhead. Another one. Well, see you later. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed the review. I've got another review coming in a couple of days. And if you're clever, you might have an idea what that is. It's been a good week to be a Joe fan in Australia. Actually, you know what? One thing I want to have a look at, see how this beret looks on this head. That actually looks good. The colors actually look really nice. Even though he's got one there, of course, but semantics. It actually pops. I don't understand why they gave him that in the first place for this figure, because it's not like they gave him an unmasked head. And if you're thinking, well, we've never seen Beachhead unmasked, well, if you watch the cartoon, you would have seen him unmasked. And I believe maybe even in the original comic. But yeah, an unmasked head for him would be great. I would appreciate that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you to any new subscribers who might be discovering this for the first time. Appreciate you checking it out. And if you like the channel, go back and have a look at some of the other content. And hit the sub button. Hit the like button. Share the video. Even turn your notifications on. So when I do pop a new video, which I will be in the next 2 days, one that you're not going to want to miss, you're going to know about it. It's simple as that. And also, grenades. If anyone knows where these go, hit me up. Have a cracker of a day. Yo, Joe.